creepy, haunted house. This story is told by someone whose name I don't need to mention. Still not sure if it is a fairy tale or a true story. Begun. The story of a haunted house. Nestled among the towering trees and rolling hills, stood a grand old mansion, known as Willow Manor. The imposing structure had stood for centuries, its dark stone walls and Gothic architecture sending shivers down the spines of all who beheld it. Locals whispered of the dark history that surrounded the manor, tales of tragedy and loss that seemed to cling to the very walls of the house. The manor had long been abandoned, its once grand halls now empty and silent. But one fateful day, the Johnson family, consisting of Mark, his wife Sarah, and their young daughter Emily, moved into the manor, unaware of the dark secrets that lay hidden within its walls. As the Johnsons settled into their new home, strange things began to happen. Doors would slam shut on their own, cold drafts would sweep through the halls, and eerie whispers could be heard in the dead of night. Emily, with her innocent curiosity, was the first to sense that they were not alone in the house. One night, as the clock struck midnight, Emily awoke to the sound of footsteps echoing through the halls. Heart pounding, she crept out of her room and followed the ghostly sounds to the grand staircase. There, bathed in an otherworldly light, the ghostly girl's eyes were hollow and filled with sorrow, her pale face twisted in an eternal expression of anguish. Emily gasped in fear as the ghostly figure turned towards her. Reaching out a spectral, terrified, Emily fled back to her room, where she found her parents waiting anxiously. She recounted her encounter with the ghostly girl, but Mark and Sarah dismissed her story as a child's overactive imagination. But as the days passed, the haunting of Willow Manor grew more intense. Objects would move on their own, strange symbols would appear on the walls, and the air grew thick with a sense of malevolent presence. Mark and Sarah could no longer ignore the chilling reality of their situation. Mark and Sarah cannot ignore the signs any longer, and they began to research the history of Willow Manor in an attempt to uncover the truth behind the ghostly sightings. Their investigations led them to a forgotten diary hidden in the depths of the manor's library. The diary belonged to a young girl named Eliza, who had lived in the manor centuries ago. Eliza's writing spoke of a forbidden love that had ended in tragedy, her lover betraying. As Mark and Sarah delved deeper into Eliza's story, they uncovered a dark secret that had been buried for generations. Eliza's spirit had been unable to find peace, cursed to wander the halls of Willow Manor for eternity. Determined to help Eliza find solace, Mark and Sarah embarked on a perilous journey to unravel the mystery of her untimely death. They delved into the dark past of the manor, facing malevolent spirits and ancient curses along the way. Through their courage and determination, Mark and Sarah were able to uncover the truth behind Eliza's tragic fate and help her find peace at last. As the sun rose on a new day, the ghostly figure of Eliza disappeared from Willow Manor, her spirit finally free from the chains of the past. With Eliza's spirit at rest, the haunting of Willow Manor ceased, and the Johnson family could finally enjoy their new home in peace. And so, the grand old mansion nestled among the towering trees and rolling hills stood silent once more, its dark history finally put to rest.